Well, first up this evening, it's another bitter Tamil Nadu versus centre battle over the national education policy, which Tamil Nadu has refused to implement in its entirety. The DMK is on the offensive and is planning to hold a massive protest on Tuesday against the centre after Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan's comment that the centre will not release funds under the Samarga Siksha scheme till the state implemented the NEP. The state is supposed to get 2,152 crore rupees, which has been held back. The DMK's bone of contention is against the NEP's three-language formula, which the centre says is aimed at creating a national level playing field and has been accepted by all states and is a politically motivated opposition by the DMK. While the DMK claims that the centre is imposing Hindi through the three-language policy of the NEP, the centre has argued that there is absolutely no imposition of Hindi, and apart from the mother tongue and English, the third language could be any other Indian language. This confrontation likely to play out in the streets of Chennai tomorrow, and even the AIADMK leader Edappadi Pazhanichami has asked the centre not to hold back funds. Let's get the top political reactions from Chennai before we head to our special panel this evening on this issue.
We are not playing divisive politics. In fact, the BJP government is trying to force Hindi on us.
What about
Policy? Please don't impose three-language policy.
Education is concurrent list, but to create a competition among the students, to create a level playing field, we have to come to a common platform. But what is wrong if a student in Tamil Nadu will learn multilingual, come to the multilingual aspect in his study? It can be Tamil, it can be English, it can be a other Indian language. There is no imposition of any Hindi or any language on them. Some friends in Tamil Nadu are doing politics, but certainly Government of India is committed to implement NEP, and there are certain conditions with NEP.
Well, so is it the politics of language, or are there serious concerns? More importantly, what does a constant centre-state face-off do to the state of education? Well, joining me this evening, Dr. Saeed Hafiz of the DMK, Kalyana Raman of the BJP, social observer Sumant Raman, and our very own Dr. Sandeep Shastri. My first question to you, Dr. Saeed Hafiz, the centre's argument is that the three-language principle does not mean imposition of Hindi. The third language could be any Indian language, and that the DMK's opposition is purely a political ploy to play up the linguistic sentiment. What is your response?
I'll want to quote an RTI data which was released in 2022 by an activist. Kendra Vidyalaya schools which are there in Tamil Nadu, the question was simple: how many Tamil teachers are there in Kendra Vidyalaya schools which are run by Union government in Tamil Nadu? The answer was zero. Zero Tamil teachers, 53 Sanskrit teachers, and 103 Hindi teachers. This is the commitment that the Union government has about Tamil in Tamil Nadu for the schools which is run by them. This is the background you have to understand. Three, we are not against any language. We are against imposing three-language formula in Tamil Nadu. Coming to this concept of having a level playing field or improving the standards, I think your own union government is giving a data which says that Tamil Nadu is the front runner in almost all the parameters. When it comes to education, then you should be following the policy which the Tamil Nadu has done and achieved over last 5 decades or so, nearly half a century. But you're coming up with anything. Now to the issue of the funds, I want to make the timeline very clear. This Samagra Siksha, the Sarva Siksha Abhiyan is there for last 20 years. Now you come up with a policy in 2020 called NEP, and then you say, if you don't follow this policy which is brought in 2020, we will stop the tradition, we will stop the dividend of funds that has been following for last 20 years. That is absolutely ridiculous on the part of the union government. See, NEP is different, Samagra Siksha is different. The union government is contradicting the objectives of Samagra Siksha Abhiyan. As far as Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan is concerned, the objective is very clear that it is said that the state can prioritize its intervention, which means state can say what it wants and what it doesn't want. So the issue of now is only about the fund that has to be given through Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. It's like if you call me for a 7 o'clock show,
Okay.
I say I'm ready to come for a 7 o'clock show, but you come and say if you attend 8 o'clock show only, then I'll allow you on 7 o'clock show. It is as simple as that. It's as similar as that, which is very bizarre. You call me for a 7 o'clock show, I agreed, you give me 7 o'clock show. 8 o'clock show, we will talk later. But you cannot say if you're not coming for 8 o'clock show, your 7 o'clock show will be cancelled. This is the attitude of the union government.
Syed Hafiz is saying that if you don't come for the 8 o'clock show, you will not be taken on the 7 o'clock show. This is force. Respond to what he says.
I know, typical of the Dravidian formula. Now, by talking about the Kendriya Vidyalaya, he has tacitly considered that there is no scope for Hindi learning or Sanskrit learning in Tamil Nadu. That is why people throng to the Kendriya Vidyalayas to learn that. That is why there is no demand for Tamil in Kendriya Vidyalayas. That is why there are no Tamil teachers in Kendriya Vidyalaya. This is what he has indirectly considered, number one. Number two, where is this 2154, 2154 comes from? Do you have a breakup of the figures? Mahesh is saying something about it. Where is the breakup given by it? And what are the conditionalities? What is the 60-40 formula between the central government and the state? These are unaddressed questions. This is precisely aimed at the elections that are nearing in the next 1 year to come. So, in order to set a narrative that the central government is not doing its dues towards Tamil Nadu, they are simply trying to mislead the society of this. Number three is that the three-language formula. The NEP clearly states that the three-language formula is nothing but two native languages. That means people who have 600, 700 kilometers border between Tamil Nadu and Kerala, if people in that bordering districts want to learn Malayalam, they are within their right to learn Malayalam. This is three language. Or in Karnataka, which is also another abetting, Andhra Pradesh, another abetting state. So, those three languages, if
we seem to be having a Mr. Kalyanaman, we seem to be having an internet connectivity issue with your frame is freezing up repeatedly. Maybe we can just set that a bit, but you made the core of your argument here that this is about ensuring greater standardization, and this argument has gone on. Sumant Raman, you've heard both sides make their points. The centre's argument clear, Tamil Nadu's argument again clear, saying that why a well-oiled, well-run machine, why are you breaking it with a sudden policy change that you're bringing in? How would you weigh both these arguments, and where would we bring the political dimension into this whole confrontation between the center and the state?
Look, my take on this is very simple. There is no compulsion to learn Hindi in the three-language policy. So the point is, children are being told to learn one more language. They are doing it all over the country. And unless the state can point out to a particular reason, saying that this is the reason why children should not learn a third language. For, if they can potentially come up, maybe they do a scientific study which finds that, children are not able to cope, children are not capable in Tamil Nadu of learning, which I don't think is right at all. Tamil Nadu students are among the best in the country. So there needs to be, first of all, if Hindi was made compulsory, I'll be the first person saying that the state should not accept it, because that is Hindi imposition. There is no question of saying that you have to learn Hindi, which is also the situation in some of these central schools running in the state, where until 6th standard or 7th standard, Hindi is compulsory. So that is completely unacceptable. Here, the issue is very simple. You are asking students to learn any third language of their choice, not necessarily Hindi. So where does Hindi imposition come here at all? I've gone through this new education policy multiple times. The first draft did say that the third language should be Hindi in non-Hindi speaking states. And I was one of those who strongly protested and said that is unacceptable, that is imposition of Hindi. They changed that draft, and then they said, make it any language. It does not have to be Hindi. So I'm still trying to understand on what grounds, on what rationale is the government of Tamil Nadu saying that our children do not need to learn a third language? Of course, it does not have to be Hindi. It can be any third language, right? The argument or that the
Okay, you're asking that question. Let me take that question to Syed Hafiz. Dr. Syed Hafiz, this is the same question that's been asked. You know, what is the rationale for opposing it, given that there is no Hindi imposition in this? Why is there such strong opposition to it? Is it purely because it's a policy that's propagated by the center and not on the merits of the policy? Sumant Sri Raman's question, please respond.
Raghav, I clearly told you what happens in Kendra Vidyalaya in Tamil Nadu. They have made it a policy till 6th standard, Tamil will not be taught. After 6 to 8, if you want Tamil, you need to club 20 students to bring in one Tamil teacher. So if there are only 2 students who want to learn Tamil in Kendra Vidyalaya, you will be denied of your right to learn Tamil. So this is the issue. You have to understand who is talking this. Let there be one, let there be two, let there be one, let there be two. Sir,
what is the problem? In schools which are run by DMK leaders, is Hindi taught or not? Why are you teaching? You have love for Tamil. You feel Hindi is being imposed. This is the same logic.
This argument is very, sir, this argument is very bizarre. We have answered time and again. It is an option if you want to learn. There are Hindi prachara.
Exactly. Here also
if you want to learn, let them go and learn. Nobody is stopping you, sir. Sir, who is learning German in Tamil Nadu?
Hang on. Nobody is forcing you to learn Hindi.
French. Millions of students are learning Chinese.
Nobody is forcing Hindi.
Nobody is giving them that option. When there is a scope for a language, people will go and learn.
No. Syed.
Nobody
Dr.
is
Syed
forcing
Hafiz.
Hindi. Where is the Hindi imposition here?
No. Syed, again and again.
So, Suman sir,
That's the pure point that Suman Sri Raman is saying that. No. He's saying as far as the NEP is concerned, you're giving data as far as Kendriya Vidyalayas are concerned in spirit argument.
Yes.
But in terms of the core of accusing the NEP of imposing Hindi, Suman Sri Raman is simply making the point that as far as the NEP is concerned, the third language is not Hindi imposition. Quick response from you before I go to Kalyan Raman.
Even before NEP talks about a third language, your government is imposing only Hindi on us. So you are bringing in with a third and you say again you have set up a rules. I will tell you if there are no 20 takers for Telugu. For example, in Chennai, I am in a school and only 2 people want Telugu, 18 want Hindi. Okay. What will the government do? Will it give fund for Telugu to people, 18 for Hindi? No, they will say Telugu is out of option here. You come and learn.
No.
This is the practical issue. We are seeing that is what they
okay, Kalyan Raman, you've heard both.
It's already evident in Kerala.
Kalyan Raman, come in on this.
Now,
the argument that's being made by Syed emphatically.
Why in rest of the country, the third language is not having a problem? Why only in Tamil Nadu? Number one. Number two is he keeps harping upon the Kendriya Vidyalayas. He is simply ignoring the fact that people are going there because they don't want to learn a particular language, or they want to learn a particular language there which is available there. Third thing, one very important thing. What are they talking about the Tamil being taught in that? Let me tell you, the basic thing about what has happened in Tamil Nadu, the foundational learning study of 2022 in Tamil Nadu says that 50% of the third standard students cannot read Tamil properly. Only 20% have proficiency. On the contrary, the Telugus can read, 45% of Telugus can read proficiently, 44% Malayalis, 44% Kannadigas, and only 20% Tamils can read Tamil properly in third standard. What kind of schools you are running in the first place, Syed Hafiz? It is you who implemented the so-called Samachi Talvi that has brought down the education level so badly, pathetically in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now you are talking about
Mr. Kalyan Raman, the point the point that you are making.
I am coming to an important point. The
very quickly
Abhiyan and rest of the TMC and all are provided for the sake of improving upon the infrastructure, improving upon the linguistic skills, communication, critical thinking, the infrastructure, etc., smart classes.
No.
You people are trying to take the money from the central government to service the salaries of multiple people, not only limited to the teaching community. This is the very
Okay, you are
purpose for which
talking
you are
of
finding
use of money.
without-
Saeed Hafiz, go ahead.
Exactly.
And
They,
then
are,
Sumant
they
Raman.
don't have money. They are bankrupt. They want money badly without complying to the conditionalities accepted in the process.
Understand
Saeed
the
Hafiz,
budget.
go ahead.
The educational
It is a
budget of
simple
Tamil Nadu government is
pathetic
46,000
escapism of
crore only
DMK.
for the school education. This
1
is
minute,
the
Mr.
right
Kalyan, let's
Tell me,
Hafiz.
demand
where is
that
the
the union
215
government
has come
goes
from?
to the
Give me
poor
breakup.
people of
Sayyid
Tamil
Hafiz,
Nadu.
give me
You
breakup
cannot
of
give a
254.
condition
What are the headings under
of
which this
implementing
254
NEP
study?
and say I will stop you for the funds which you have been getting for 20
No,
years.
you please
Nobody
tell
is
me one
answering
thing.
that.
Don't keep on harping upon
No,
NEP.
Irrespective of the language you all
You
speak,
tell me
if you
215
speak
where it
over
has
each
come
other,
from.
we can't hear anybody.
No,
Saeed
you can
Hafiz,
give a
quick
breakup
response
of
from
where
him
this
to the question
254
raised by
has come
Kalyan.
from.
1
Which are
minute,
the
Mr.
headings?
Kalyan, let Saeed Hafiz respond.
Yeah.
Let Saeed
215, I
Hafiz
want.
respond. Saeed, quickly make a response.
I gave examples of KV where he is giving something else.
No,
There is also
2154.
practical
Give me
difficulty.
breakup for 2154. Nothing more, nothing less. Where did this amount has come from?
No, hang
Give me
on
only
1
that
minute.
answer.
Sumant Raman, just weigh in on this argument. Weigh in on this. There are two sides to this. One that Saeed Hafiz is saying, which is very, the argument is that in spirit, there is no progression for it, and Tamil Nadu government has to do what it has to do in terms of it. The argument BJP is making is that you're purely making a political argument for it. You're using the funds from the center for your needs and not for the actual reason why it is allocated. Quick response from you.
No, my
Sumant Raman.
point is relevant to, look, what I want done for my children is what I should want done for any poor child in the state. The hypocrisy here is appalling. They run the most exclusive schools. They charge, forget about what they charge. They teach Hindi in those schools while claiming to love Tamil. And here is an option for poor children from across the state to learn an additional language. It is, for God's sake, where is the compulsion to learn Hindi? Somebody might want to learn Telugu. Somebody might want to learn Marathi. Somebody might want to learn something else. Now, you say that, look, you cannot have a minimum requirement of 20 students. Make that 10. That is a valid argument. But to say that children of my state should be deprived of the opportunity of learning. If you want, you go join another school. What about government schools? They are coming to government schools because they cannot pay fees in private schools. Government school education in Tamil Nadu is appallingly poor. And this is not a reflection on this government or previous government. It is a reflection across governments. That is why everybody goes to private schools. And let me ask a simple question. Give me one good reason for not learning an additional language, which children in every other part of the country will be permitted to.
Okay, you've raised that important question. Unfortunately, I've gone completely out of time on this debate, which is extremely important, but there are multiple layers, let's not forget, to the arguments that are being made. One is about imposition of a particular policy on a state which says it doesn't want to look at it. There are political dimensions as well. We'll keep a close watch on this. Thanks very much, Dr. Saeed Hafiz, as well as Kalyan Raman, as well as Sumant Raman for joining us here on the Southern View this evening.